Thorpe Park, located in the south of England, celebrated its 40th anniversary season in 2019, but it was between 2002 and 2012 that the island like no other started to get the fullest attention of thrill seekers and roller coaster enthusiasts as 5 new, thrilling roller coasters were added to the lineup, alongside new flat rides and an ever-changing, ever-growing and extremely popular scare event, Fright Nights. As a northern roller coaster enthusiast, visiting Thorpe Park in my early teen years was unthinkable. Why would I travel so far when I've got Blackpool and Alton Towers so close to home? It's fair to say the addition of Rush, Slammer and Stealth in a short space of time certainly changed my mindset. Thorpe Park for me is the UK's most underrated theme park, and this is my thinking behind that. Thorpe Park may have 7 roller coasters, an excellent water ride in Tidal Wave, a good set of flat rides and decent transport links, but this just doesn't seem to help Thorpe Park avoid taking an absolute battering on social media at times, with pressure regularly applied in the comments of any social media post made by the park. I have always felt that Thorpe Park is looked upon as Alton Towers' less fortunate relative. I often wonder why though, because Thorpe Park has the better roller coasters and most certainly offers a better day out for me personally. But I guess when both parks are operated by the same chain, they're always going to be put into head-to-head debates. I just think, considering all Thorpe Park has to offer throughout a season, they tend to get a really hard time on socials. But let's take a look at the good and the bad on the island like no other. Starting off with the good, this may be a debatable point of view, but I love the atmosphere within certain areas of Thorpe Park, especially Amity Cove. Whilst it may have lost its edge slightly with the Angry Birds invasion of Amity, the connection between Tidal Wave and Stealth has always been great. The theming for both may not be Disney levels, but they're just right for both attractions. The Q-Line radio shows and soundtracks fit in perfectly, giving a real feel-good factor about the whole area. After all, who doesn't want to listen to Big Bob Jones talking about donuts at 2 AM from the super smart mini-mart whilst watching Stealth launch every few minutes? Thorpe Park's roller coaster lineup is mostly good. Stealth is one of the UK's best roller coasters in my opinion, and Nemesis Inferno would get so much more love if it was called Inferno, but the Nemesis tag will always draw comparisons to its older relative at Alton Towers. Nemesis or Inferno, which is better? I'll let you decide that one in the comments section below. The Swarm, the UK's only wing rider roller coaster, it's alright with a solid storyline and plenty of near misses. I'm not a huge fan of Saw and especially not Colossus, but overall the 7 roller coasters at Thorpe Park are a good selection. I think we all know there's a lot of calls for an RMC at Thorpe Park, and if one of those coasters fit any park in the UK, then it's Thorpe Park. But personally speaking, I'd love to see them get an airtime machine that doesn't rely on inversions. In recent years, Thorpe Park have had some filler events on during their peak period of the season. Most recently, Bountzilla was a thing, and they did get a lot of criticism over it. But whilst Merlin can't or won't provide the budgets for Thorpe Park's next big investment, I don't think filler events are such a bad thing. We had a laugh attempting to do Bountzilla, and whilst it may not have the thrill levels of a shiny new RMC, it helps to lessen the queues for other attractions whilst once a year visitors check out the new thing, whether it be Game FX, Bountzilla or an upcharge scare attraction. Talking of scare attractions, Fright Nights is the biggest event of all at Thorpe Park, an event which has been running since the early 2000s with hugely popular mazes leaving lasting memories for fans of Thorpe Park. Whilst the Walking Dead scare mazes have been excellent, I personally think Merlin across their parks do better with their scare events when they don't rely on an IP. And for me, this really showed through last year, with Creek Freak Massacre being by far the superior maze at Thorpe Park's Fright Nights event. To summarise, I think Thorpe Park offers one of the best days out in the UK, whether it be in the summer on a hot day enjoying the feel-good vibes around Amity, or on a cold evening in October enjoying the smell of chainsaws and scare maze smell pods. There's always a good time to be had at Thorpe Park. I'm just not sure I'll ever understand the criticism and the hate that Thorpe Park can often get. It's by no means the best theme park in the world, but what it does is excellent, and this is why I consider it to be one of the UK's most underrated theme parks, if not the most underrated theme park in the UK. I would love to see your thoughts about Thorpe Park in the comments section below. Is the criticism it receives fully justified, or is Thorpe Park underrated on social media? For now, that's all from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next Pleasure Beach Experience video.